with a different approach to ranked during early development. We expect to what is this word? Iterate? Iterate? What is this word?
Iterate.
Yeah, iterate. Okay. Iterate on it in the future. The focus of this mode will be on concentrating players into a specific time windows where they can opt into games, where the primary focus is game quality. You must have 50 games played in order to register for mode. Okay, so they're adding ranked. If you have any behavior-related restrictions, you will be unable to queue into this mode. Okay. Okay. I mean, okay. How they monitor this will be interesting. The queue will be solo only at the moment and will be open from 1 to 4 and 7 till 10. So same as a beta, I'm pretty sure. That is not a lot of... That's 3 hours, though. That's 3 hours and then another 3 hours. That's not... Okay, whatever. I'm going to be very forgiving on the servers because technically Valve aren't making any money from this yet. So the longer they have these servers open and the more they're pumping the resources in for us to play, they're technically losing money, and you can't expect everything to be given to you for free. They haven't made any money from this game yet, to my understanding, so I'll forgive it. In the respective time zones every day. Okay, each region have multiple time zones, yada yada yada. Players will automatically be assigned a server in that region that provides the best ping for players. So VPNing isn't going to do shit. If you VPN to somewhere else and you have bad ping, it's not going to matter because they're just going to put you where you have the lowest ping. So I assume that means VPNing is not going to work. I assume. I hope. When in this mode at 8 PM GMT, we will run an algorithm that calculates everyone's performance together. At the same time, based on your games you've played, how the opponents you played against ended up faring in subsequent games, etc. As such, medals will only be updated once per week to allow for further analyses of a wide set of matches. Okay, so they're taking into consideration more so just a win or a loss. It looks like they're looking at how you've actually performed against other people, not necessarily if you won or lost against them. In order to make sure there is enough data to cross-reference with other players, you must play at least 7 games in order to be eligible to... So to get your rank, you need to play 7 games. Okay. Your medal will be marked as undefined until you play. Okay. Standard. The ranked queue will first open Tuesday, October 15th at 8 PM GMT. Well, they said it's referring to your time zone. So for me, this will be on the 16th. I'm pretty sure. So we got like 5 days. The first medal will be granted globally the following Tuesday. You have a planned... What? You have a panel that shows you the history of your previous medals. Is this open to the public? Is this open to the public? That's the question. Can I absolutely flame somebody for being such a low rank in my high MMR lobbies? That's the real question. Although, if I do that, I'm not going to be able to join for ranked. Interesting. Okay. Added a third casting mode. Good. Let's see how this acts. Quick cast shows a range, then acts like an instant cast. The 3 casting modes are instant cast, quick cast, and confirm cast. Wait, show me again. Instant cast, yeah. That's good. That's confirmed cast. So quick cast is the combination of the two if you hold it down. Dude, that is going to be so good for Wraith. I finally won't be TPing into walls. That's a huge W. That is a huge W. Added input buffering for the ability usage. So if you can cast an ability and then quickly cast another ability during its cast time, the next one will fire instead of being input dropped. Dude, that's why my buttons never effing work. Literally every time I press buttons as Wraith, my buttons never work and I just end up standing there frozen. Thank God it's... Oh my God. Oh, they use Yamato here because you mash all her buttons at the exact same time. But bro, this happens all the time as Wraith. You get it in the middle of a fight, third part, you press your 3, you throw a card, and then another guy jumps in and as you're throwing your card, so you press 2 to dash away, and literally you can't do anything, you just stand there because your buttons don't work. Oh my God. Hallelujah, bro. Hallelujah. W. Now displaying a unique ID for builds in the description. Okay, whatever. If you have a build ID, yeah, it doesn't matter. You should be making your own builds anyway. Templates are good, but you need to build your own. For private lobbies, doesn't affect me at all. Added and allow duplicate heroes. Okay, that's fine. So private, this is all good for bug testing. It has no effect to actual matchmaking. Certain heroes now have a higher priority at being in duo lanes. Ivy and Dynamo ATM. 2 support characters. Interesting. That's interesting. Okay. Does that mean I'm going to get put in a duo lane even more than I already am when I solo queue? Who knows, but that is very interesting. Added per player voice volume sliders. Oh, so good. Added Thai and Indonesian service. Good. That's good. That's good. There's a lot of reasons why that's good on OCE, but that's good. That's good. That's good. Now people are going to... people are going to actually talk a lot more, which is a good and a bad thing on these servers, but that's fine. That's fine. Replace the temp Yamato VO with a new translation spoken by a native actress. Temp Yamato voiceover. So does Yamato have a new voice actor? Is that what that's saying? Added stomp AoE range indicators as the... Oh, that is so good. So now you know how close you are from getting stomped by a walker. Oh, that is so good. What they really need to add is a more definitive line on how close you need to be to the walker to do damage. That's what they need to add, but that is a good first step. That is very good. I'm very happy about that. Update the way status effects are shown above the health bar. That's good. Quality of life. Fix troopers being unreliable to shoot while on the zip line. Oh, this is such a good quality of life update. So when the troopers are actually ziplining in and they're in their little cocoon shells, you would have to hit the very tip of the actual bit that's connected to the zip line, and it's like a pixel half the time. So you dump like a whole mag trying to shoot it and it just never shoots. So if you could actually shoot the whole trooper hitbox now to actually have them fall, oh my God, that's going to be so good, because it's really good for staggering up your own troopers, because the more troopers you have in one spot, the more quicker it's going to take down a guardian or a walker. So you want to try to group up. So that's actually huge. Fixed an unsecure soul bag where it gives extra bounty directly to dying heroes carrying wait, what does this mean? Unsecure souls bag where it gives extra bounty directly to the dying hero carrying unsecure souls. Okay, so people were getting more souls when they died? I don't think I've experienced that. Fixed AFK kick detection not working properly. I don't think I've experienced that, but if that's what's been causing people to crash, that's a good fix. It's a good fix. If that's what has been causing the crashes recently. Added crit bonus scale tooltip to a weapon status in the shop. Crit bonus scale, so headshot. So does it tell you how much your headshot multiplier goes up with some items? That's what I'm thinking that is, but I'm not sure. Fixed escape key not working on private lobbies, don't care. Fixed respawn music not playing while spectating another player. I think I've noticed this, but not cared enough to notice. Fixed a bug where the bot that would pick up the urn was not the one closest. Okay, so that's for people, that's for the PvE enjoyers. I see you. I see you. Fixed streamer mode not persisting between game relaunches. Oh my god, that is such a big fix. That is such a big fix. You'd load up the game, you'd put streamer mode on, and everything was fine and dandy, and then your game would crash. You have to quickly reload the game, and then suddenly you've got penis enlarger pills 34 as like haze, just saying random. Oh my god. Oh my god. Thank god that's actually been done. That is actually a huge quality of life. Keybinds in settings now select the hero you're playing when you navigate the keybinds tab. I mean, that's good. I don't have a problem with that. Rescue beam now shows healing indicators if you heal someone with it. That's good. That's good for support players, actually. Ivy players, Dynamo players. Fixed debuff reducer, causing teleporters to be faster. I didn't know about that, but then again, I only use the teleporters once every blue moon, so that's fine. Steam notifications moved up. Okay. Continue to have mouse look enabled while mouse 3 is pressed before ping. So I haven't experienced this because I use mouse 3 as item usage, so okay. Enabled middle mouse, yep, doesn't affect me. Enabled the ability to middle mouse click players at the top of the bar, okay. Fixing Shiv's killing blow, sometimes sending him into orbit, yep. So these are debugs for Shiv's instant win button, by the way. Fixing Shiv's killing blow, continuing to do damage while being teleported by quantum entanglement. You know what they need to do with Shiv's killing blow? They just need to make it so that if he starts it and you get out of range of it, that he doesn't just close the distance instantly. I have literally seen Shiv's killing blow go through walls. I have done it. I have done it before. They just need to make it so that if you go out of range while his killing blow is cast, then it doesn't work. It doesn't do anything. It just cancels. Like, it's a nerf, yeah, sure, but like, come on, bro. It's an instant win button. You literally instantly win any fight with it. Don't let it be don't let it be able to go through walls and at any range once it's been cast. It's just stupid. Anyway, fixed quantum entanglement, camera position. Okay, well, I don't play Dynamo, so that's fine. Yamato flying strike now also cancels when the target is out of the world. Okay. Fixed pausing not working when using hero specific keybinds. That actually happens to me. I can't. So I have rebound buttons that I don't use so that I don't press them by accident. And yeah, I can't pause the game because of this when I'm playing this Wraith. Okay, so that's good. Lash Death Slam now has clearer visible states to indicate when somebody is successfully locked in. That's good for Lash players. That's good. Bad for everybody else, good for Lash though. Fix some cases where Great Talon trap effects would be stuck in the world. I mean, his trap feels super janky, like, so, because once you cast it and it hits the ground, it takes a couple seconds for it to actually activate, but the radius in which it's activated just feels really like, sometimes I feel like I've been standing in it and it hasn't gone off, and sometimes I've been like not even anywhere close to it and it sticks me. So they need to keep working on Great Talon's trap right now because it does not feel good to play against. Update Ground Strike preview cone to have a little more information. Okay, good for Lash players. Abandoned match now only available option once you have disconnected from the game server. Bringing up the menu while connected to a game now brings you an option to disconnect rather than abandon immediately. That's so good for when you get a big bug I've been experiencing, and a lot of people have been experiencing, is the camera shake when you may be shooting a creep or anything, and it's absolutely horrible to look at. It just violently shakes your camera. That is very good. That is very good. Because the only way to fix it would be to Alt F4, or with Deadlock you can't really Alt F4, you have to go in the task manager or whatever else. So that's good. You can actually like leave the game and then immediately come back with that Alt F4ing. What the hell was that knocking? Was that my thing? Okay, never mind. Alright, where was I? Fixed issues with bots not using zip lines properly. Okay. Added return fire proc sound, good. Added metal skin proc sound. Something they actually added a little while ago, which was they added a music for people using Soul Rebirth. So this is more quality of life, better to play against. The only way to tell if someone was using return fire was they would have the orange glow around them, but the sound they would make was only when you were shooting them. So now that they have a more consistent sound, that's good to play against. Return fire is still really strong, and metal skin is a great way to cancel the majority of damaged ults. So very good change. Update McGinnis heavy barrage sound. I don't think it needed it, but that's fine. I guess maybe they make it more consistent, because all you hear right now is the actual bullets hitting the ground and her voice line when she activates her ult. So maybe we'll see how that changes. Added Guardian and Walker death notification sound for players. Oh, good. So now we just get more than an objective has been claimed. That's good. Improved panning resolution of bullet whiz-by sounds and shorten the max play distance to the local player. So what guns? You can hear people shooting at you now? Okay. I don't have an issue with that, I suppose. Fixed hero death UI sound playing inconsistently. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Added bullet invasion sound effect. Update Calvin's weapon fire audio. So these are all audio changes so far. Improved clarity for a hero roster selection. Oh, that's nice. So I guess when you pick a character now, there's a little bit of voiceover. You can hear what the character sounds like. That's cool. Walker laser animation updated slightly. Raises the forearms to better reveal the eye socket weak point to players on the ground. So this is interesting. It actually says a weak point for shooting the eye. Previously to this, you could shoot the walker anywhere and it would do the exact same damage. So there was no actual crit point. So this seems to imply that there is a crit point now for walkers. Guardians had a crit point, which is their head, but walkers, you could shoot them anywhere, do the same amount of damage. So I guess now they have a weak point. That needs to be tested, but that's what the text implies. Re-enable weapon-specific reload sounds. That's cool, I like that. More detail on the weapons, the better. Abrams life siphon fades to 50% after it starts. Okay, good. So what we really need to start seeing is some Abrams nerfs, not Abrams quality of life, but that's fine. We'll see how we go. Adding healing right cast sound, that's good. Reduce, okay, healing. So a whole bunch of items get new sounds, that's good. Colossus, I've only ever seen one person actually use this well. They all get new sounds. Toxic bullet procs variations. Now that's an interesting one. Does it mean variations in sounds to go with the theme? We'll have to see. Added a distant fade to Soul Shredder debuffs. Okay, that's fine. Okay. Sounds like it's a little... Oh, no, it's just a sound effect. Okay. Improved visibility of Spirit Overflow. That's actually kind of good. Rework visual effects of Puddle Punch. Okay. let's help Abrams players as much as they can, because obviously they're playing an incredibly strong hero, one of the best heroes in the game at the moment. Let's make it so that everybody knows that they have these abilities or whatnot. Like, you know, Abrams players, they need it. It's like Bebop players, bro. They have absolutely no brain. So we need to make the character as good as possible and as brain dead as possible so that they can have fun too. And, you know, it only costs the fact that everybody else on the server doesn't get to have any fun. But let's give them as many quality of life changes as they could have, just so that they can have fun too. Update, getting started voiceover. For the ability points tab to match the text. I think I know what this is in reference to. The actual amount of souls you have, like in reference to your level or just how many souls you have in the bottom left hand corner, wasn't always the same amount of souls as the tab at the very top. You know how it has everybody's username and then the number underneath. The numbers at the top are actually not accurate by probably 1 to 200, sometimes even 300 souls, because you could get your ult before it says you have the certain amount of souls you need up top. I imagine that's kind of what it's talking about, but we'll see. Fixed a bunch of bugs that were impacting how voiceovers was playing in a match. Now a bunch of hero voiceovers that was previously getting squashed, cut off. Okay, just audio. The patron once again will warn you when walkers are under attack. Okay, I guess that... Actually, now that I think about it, yeah, okay, that was happening yesterday. That's fine. The patron will sometimes offer words of encouragement. Oh, great. Yay. More glazing. More glazing. In case you don't know, if you get like a 3 or 4 kill streak, the patron just starts glazing you, but the whole team can hear it. It's kind of awkward. Increase the time you need to carry the urn before urn nags about being undelivered. Oh, nags about being undelivered. Okay, lore building, I guess. Fix more instances of the wrong name for heroes being called out. I don't think I've ever experienced that, but that's because nobody on OCE actually pings. They just tell you to F off. If you're Dynamo or Krill, you now ping during your ult to alert allies. Oh, well, that's actually really good. That's actually a very good change. Or at least I think that's actually a fix, but whatever. Mirage still loves the Jin, but he yells about them less frequently. All his voice lines about the Jin. Add a new custom charge and light melee parry animations for Bebop. Oh. This is what I mean. Why is Bebop and Abrams, bro? It was brain dead characters. Why do they get so much love by the devs, man? It's insane. Added improvements for meleeing with using... What is this? Siphon Life. Jesus. Autism. Added improvements for meleeing while using Siphon Life. Book now floats and yeah, more Abrams love and Bebop love for the brain dead players. Lovely. Updated Great Talon's root effect for trap. Okay. Well, I guess, like I said earlier, Great Talon's trap feels really bad to play against because it feels inconsistent, so hopefully that helps out a little bit. Update Great Talon's firing projectile impact effects. What I'm praying to God that this means is that his hitbox on his projectile sizes aren't literally the size of a building, because you can be behind a wall and he can shoot past that wall and it will still hit you. The projectiles are way too big. They either need to make all the projectiles smaller, particularly for Great Talon, or they need to give you iframes on rolls. Personally, I think the first one of those two options is the preference. I don't think we need iframes, particularly when it comes to lag compensation and all this shit. But they need to do one or the other, because Great Talon, particularly in the laning phase, with how much damage he does, feels horrible to play against, even if you're playing cover. So, update Rain of Fire effects, okay. New heavy melee animations for Mo and Krill and Ivy. Dude, the Rule 34 people are going to love that. Just so you guys know, the Rule 34 community has decided Ivy is their queen, and the majority of porn that they make is of Ivy. So I was cursed with that information, now you are too. Adjusted trooper traces. Okay, so you can see when they're actually shooting at you a little bit better, which is good for laning phase. Adjust Geist's life drain to lower visual. Dude, they need to fix the range on her life drain. It's actually so big. It's like 15 meters, 16 meters. Infernus catalyst effects, okay. Trooper death effects resolve quicker and more cleanly. That's not good for laning phase, because I always miss out on final hits because of how short the actual animation is, so a skill issue, I guess. Mirage, it's because it's got a D. Moran's Jin mark effects revision to reduce noise on the victim and appear more clearly. Okay, good. Soldier effect carry and drop off revisions to reduce visual noise for carrier. New imports building, new taxi stand building, replace old retaining walls. Okay, so a whole bunch of visual updates. We got 2 new buildings for callouts. That's good. The only buildings I ever really call out are like, oh, slot machine in that building over there, or the church. Gameplay: troopers attack range versus lane guardians reduced, so they have to get closer. Players now need to be within 19 meters. Okay. I wonder what it was previously. Above the ramp. Oh, that's actually huge. Like, that's not good huge. So you used to be able to slide down on the stairs when you were attacking guardians to get more ammo, so you could obviously shoot more. Now that you need to be above the stairs, that changes how much damage how quickly you can do damage to the guardian, but it makes it easier for the defenders because you won't have any cover while you're attacking. So what I'm guessing the strategy now will be to stack your troopers as best you can, and have your troopers just push while you apply pressure to the actual enemy instead of attacking the guardian. This is also a little bit indirectly a nerf to McGinnis, because what you could do with McGinnis is you just stack your troopers up, troopers go in, and you put your turret on top of the stairs and you hide behind the cover. You don't even need to expose yourself, particularly with their wall. But that's an indirect nerf. But this is huge for laning phase. That is a big, big thing. Guardians now take 70% less damage from troopers. So radius, okay. So yeah, they really want to make it easier to defend. The current meta for laning phase is just apply as much pressure as you can, as possible, as quickly as you can, so you can go into other phases, other lanes and kill people. I personally like that way of playing, but that is no longer the case. It's obviously going to be determined by player to player, but it looks like they really want it to be more defendant. You're more of a defender than an attacker to win your lane phases. So this is very interesting. Guardian damage versus players increased by 20%. It looks like they're sticking to the motif of we want people to be able to defend better, which is kind of good for like Abrams players. When you're playing against Abrams, so he just can't rush your guardian and kill you. Or what it does actually indirectly buff is Bebop, because he's just going to pull you into a guardian, going to explode even faster now. So, and Ed, what I will say is they haven't fixed, so far at least, there have been no changes to Bebop's hook and how easy it is to grab people. So yeah, this changes laning phase a lot. Minimum camp spawns time. Okay, that's good for farming. Hard camp spawn. That's bad. Actually, teleport opens, I couldn't care less about. Trooper spawns, bounty lane, end time change. Okay. Oh! So does that mean, so within the first 10 minutes, if you kill a trooper, you get an instant amount of souls, and then you get additional souls if you when their soul orb pops? I think that changes now to from instead of 10 minutes, 8 minutes. I think that's what it's implying. Vault spawn from 10 to 5 to 8 to 4. Okay. Golden statues and breakable spawns. Okay. Golden statue bonus time upgrades 15 to 10 minutes. Okay. 15 to, okay. So passive buffs, kind of a little bit of a debuff. Mid boss now spawns 15 regen. So you can't just like half kill a boss, leave it and then come back later. It's just going to regen its health. Honestly, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. Mid-boss creep buffs rescale from 70%. So these are the ones that are around the actual mid-boss. Earn now causes the runner to be revealed on the minimap. Now that's actually a very big change. Very big change. If anything, it's going to encourage IV players to be more involved in the Earn running, because you can just fly across the map, but that is a very, very big change. I wonder if it also shows the actual character, not just the person, where the Earn is while it's moving. That'll be a bit interesting to see. Heavy melee against the Earn runners now causes them to drop the Earn. That's not an issue. That's not an issue unless you're running up against Abrams. In which case, if he gets in punching range of you, you're basically dead anyway. The question is, can you parry while you're in the Earn? That's the big thing. If you can parry, then there's no issue. Earn delivery now gives each player on your team a golden statue perma buff. Okay, that's good. That's good. Slot machines have been doing that as well recently, so I don't have any issue with that. Earn bounty increased by 15%. Earn now falls down from the sky a little bit faster. Thank God. I don't understand why there's no indication on the map for when an Earn is falling down and from when an Earn has landed and is ready to be picked up. That kind of helps it a little bit, but that's what they actually need to do. They need to have different symbols on the map saying when it's actually landing and when it's landed. Comeback formula weighted a bit less on team versus team's net worth calculations and more on the strength of the dying hero. Okay, I actually like that change. So if you didn't know, if you were on 15k and the rest of your team were on 30k, if the other team killed you, you would give the same amount of souls roughly compared to if somebody on your team with 30k died. It was a more team-based system. So if you were very low, you would just get hunted down by the enemy team and they would just continue to get the soul advantage. Now though, it seems like they're going a little bit less direction. If you have more souls, then you're going to drop more souls. That's also really good for Abrams, because obviously at the moment you need 2 people at least, or 3 people if you're really bad, to hunt down Abrams because he's a tank. Now it's actually going to be a little bit more rewarding to actually killing him early, instead of just doing that to win the game. Percentage of deniable orbs from objectives and guardians. 100 to 0% to 35. Okay, that's good. Like, people should have been denying orbs from guardians and stuff like that already, but now there's even more incentive to do it, so that's good. Shield no longer reduces damage or gets depleted by NPC troopers. That's big for laning phase, if you don't know. You get shields from particular items. I use weapon shields a lot during laning phase, and getting my shield absolutely nuked by enemy troopers was super annoying, particularly if I wanted to get aggressive. So that's a good change. That's a good change. All heroes move speed increased by 0.3. Enduring speed reduced by 0.3. This is good for Infernus because Infernus just moves super slowly, but I'm happy with the buff all round. Speeds up the gameplay. Bullet and Spirit Lifesteal now stacks diminished. Diminishingly. That's bad for my current build. Because I use both of those. So that's my mentals to sustain. People aren't going to have that issue, particularly Abrams players. They're not going to have that issue, but that's bad for me. Regardless, teleporters now grant 3 milliseconds for after the side. Okay, so you get better movement speed when you teleport. What they need to do is actually color coordinate these so you can tell without knowing which way the teleporters go, but that's fine. Updated teleported locations. I think they added some. Move teleporters to travel between lanes. Okay. Ooh, that just feels out of place. I know exactly what that is. It's by the walkers. But they feel very out of place. Changed underground teleporters, okay. Windy stairs from shrines back to the player's spawn area. So better ways to rotate. Move guardians slightly back further from the stairs, that's good. What they need to do is they need to make it so when you're fighting walkers, there's just more playable cover, because it's really, they are really either, they want you to do all the damage in one fine area, like where the bridge is, but you really should, it should be more open. It should be more open for attackers instead of just confined to one spot. But we'll see how these changes affect it. Maybe I'm wrong. Weapon items, monster rounds get debuffed. Regen shot gets a buff. Bullet magazine gets a buff. Melee charge. Oh my god. That's such a big nerf. I love that. Long range gets a buff. Tesla bullets technically gets a buff. Alchemy fire. Okay. Toxic bullets now 15% slower. That's going to affect Infernus players a lot, because that's a big part of every Infernus build is that. So it also means, previously toxic bullets would actually build slower than his fire, so you would have to hit somebody with 1 or 2 more bullets to proc both the fire and the toxic bullets. Now it's going to be 2 to 4 bullets most likely to proc both. Frenzy, low HP increased. Ricochet, range reduced from 4. Well, I mean that doesn't matter. Ricochet is still really strong. It's really it's only used for defending the patron from players and killing troopers for quick farming. So I'm not too fussed about that. Silence, spirit increased. That's so shit. That's so shit. Basically, you get, when you use silencer, you get 6 more spirit increase. Base spirit increase. Silencer is already super annoying. All the abilities that silence your abilities are not fun to play against. And now it's even stronger, so enjoy. Vampiric Burst has always been good. It now also has been buffed, so it's going to see more uses because people currently don't really use it that much. But it was strong, it's now stronger. Spirit Overflow has been nerfed. Oh, it's being balanced. So base fire rate change. Okay, it's been balanced. It's still strong though. Variety items, healing right, increased duration from 17 to 19. Same total heals. That's good. It just slows the amount of healing rate. Extra regen. That's good. These are all laning phase items so far. Ammo increase from 8 to 10%. Stamina recovery 14 to 16. Fire rate reduced from 7 to 6. Enduring speed. So to be honest, this patch is the laning phase patch. They might have added a few things, but everything is to make laning phases more defendable than just simply going balls deep into their guardian and attacking. Every change here has been to make laning phases easier to defend. Leech weapon damage increase from 15 to 20. Dude, okay, so they've nerfed one part of my build, but my late game build with Leech is actually huge. They just buffed it. They just buffed weapon damage for Leech by 15%. That's huge. Mystic Leap as well. The increased cooldown is 100% necessary. They increased Mystic Leech cooldown by 3 seconds. That's big. Veil Walker doesn't get a lot of play, but it is very situational, and for those situations, it is very good. Life Strike is... Oh no. Life Strike heal increased from 55% to 65%. Dude, oh my god, Abrams and Bebop's players, man. Why? Why do they love them so much? I don't understand, man. I don't understand. Stop. Stop. Spirit items, extra spirit. Spirit is now increased. Okay, so they're continuing with the spirit items, spirit meta, by the way. It looks to be like they have buffed the majority of all these, and the only real nerfs to the spirit items that they've listed here are side effects. So, for example, Withering Whip no longer grants plus 50 health, but it's still as strong as it is for your spirits. Okay. Hero changes. This is the big one. I am praying for Grey Talons hitboxes to be better. I am praying for Abrams to just be shit into the ground. And I want Bebop to be removed because, yes, he is easy to beat late game, but nobody likes playing as Bebop. Nobody likes playing against Bebop in the lane phase. And the only people that enjoy actually playing Bebop, unironically, don't have brain cells. Gabe, help me. Alright. Ace base health reduced from 600 to 570. Good. Good change. Abrams' health per boon increased from 32 to 34. So he gets more health now? From troopers? I think that's what that means. Fix shoulder charge sensitivity bugs that allow you to turn more than intended. That's a nerf. I like that. Abrams' systemic impact now allows some very minor movement to help nudge around some objects. Okay. Bebop. Sticky bomb growth increase from 2% to 4% a stack. Bebop sticky bomb now loses 2 stacks on death. Okay. Sticky bomb now has 15 max stacks. Bebop's hook range increased from 25 to 30, bro. They literally nerfed it from 30 to 25 last big patch. Bebop's hook now also hits enemy troopers, killing them instantly. Fixed some cases where hook would grab players from around corner. Okay, thank God. That's the only good change so far for Bebop. There was literally, you could not play cover from Bebop in the laning phase because he could literally pick you up behind cover, no matter what you were behind. The only option was to stay as far back as possible, and he would just destroy your Guardian because you literally couldn't do anything. You could not do anything. Hyper beam movement slow reduced from 35 to 25%. I like that change. If you don't know, Hyper Beam is his ultimate, and if it touches you even slightly, you can't move, you can't roll, you can't do anything. I personally think that the movement reduction from the ability should be an upgrade of Hyper Beam, but you get it, but like you use level 3, it's level 3 upgrade, then it reduces the slow motion, that makes you move slower if it hits you, but that's not the way they're going with it. At base, it just, okay, whatever. It still sucks. Hyper beam duration no longer scales with spirit power. To be honest, I didn't notice that much. The only reason why I ever die to this is because it would slow you down, so I'm fine with that. Hyper beam duration increased from 8 seconds to 10 seconds. It already never ended, so whatever. Bebop's uppercut now applies a 15% fire rate slow in a landing radius for 5 seconds. So not only is the person that they grab completely cucked, everybody else around them is cucked because they can't fire their gun. Stupid. Absolutely stupid. Like, literally, I understand that to completely negate his whole kit, you buy debuff remover, but I shouldn't have to buy an item to completely counter one character. There should be counterplay that is mechanically something you do. There is no counterplay to this bullshit, although now you can actually take cover behind a wall, which, as bizarre as that sounds, is something that should have been there in the first place. You should be able to hide behind a wall to not get hit by something. Anyway, whatever. Bebop still sucks ass. I hate him. Dynamo's quantum entanglement cooldown increased. That's good, but people are still going to use Echo Shard to get 2 black holes, but whatever. Or not Echo Shard, whatever gives you whatever reduced cooldown thing. Tangible T3, okay, 4-second cooldown, that's whatever. Fixed kinetic pulse to clarify the effect bullets. Oh, that's good. That's good. Great talent, here we go. Please nerf to projectile size, that's all I want. Arrow cycle time increased, okay, so rate of fire. Overall DPS unchanged, interesting. Fixed rain of fire, alternate cast, causing you to hit the ground soon, whatever. Fixed guided owl colliding with nearby. No. Everybody hates the owl, bro. Just take it out of the game already. So now, instead of them accidentally like blowing their owl up into a wall when they cast it, they fixed that shit. That was the only good thing about it, because you didn't just get blown up by half. Like, the amount of times I've been in the enemy space, heard the bomb go off, jumped on a zip line back to spawn, and then blown up after the fact is just ridiculous. It's stupid. Where were we? Fire rate no longer scales with spirit power. I'm happy with that. That's a good change. His rain of arrows was insane late game. Base bullet damage now scales with spirit by 0.01. Not a big change, but still a change. Guided owl 3 seconds grace period for kill increased to 4 seconds. Okay, so he can't like Junkrat tire, immediately pop it and blow up. At least for 4 seconds. Fixed guided owl grace period, still requiring that it gets the kill rather than the target just die. Okay. Move speed no longer scales with spirit, so it's not a... Okay. Wait. That's his passive. I mean, that's good, but I don't know why they would change that. I don't think anybody was complaining about his movement speed, right? Base stamina increased from 3 to 4. Now that is a change I don't understand. I don't know why he needs more stamina, but whatever. Haze. Fixation max stacks increased from 30 to 40. Okay. Fixation T3 reduced from 0.2 to 0.15. Bullet dance now no longer gains 15% fire rate. Bullet dance base ability now gains 2 targets hit. Dude, these are huge buffs. These are huge buffs. Base ability no longer grants 25% evasion. Okay, that's a debuff. So now you can actually kill her while she's ulting. But if she has leech and unstoppable, you're not going to be able to kill her anyway. But Haze is still going to be, if not stronger, late game now. She's going to be stronger early game because of the way fixation works. But late game, she's still going to be a demon. Infernus Catalyst Amp reduced from 25 to 20. Catalyst T3 damage amp increased. Okay, so Infernus buffs. Once again, these buffs have made him a little bit better early game, but late game he's like Haze. He's just going to be an absolute demon and a menace. Ivy. In my opinion, Ivy is the resident, not the resident sleeper, but the actual sleeper agent of the lineup at the moment. Ivy is incredibly strong, and nobody gives her any credit. If you've ever had an Ivy player in your game that is actually somewhat competent, they will carry. They will carry. It's not like Abrams or Bebop where you can just turn your brain off and they'll get kills. Ivy players are some of the most underrated players, and their character is actually incredibly good, but nobody is actually taking the time to actually get good at them yet. Ivy is amazing. So, improved default camera position. Take flight controls are now similar to Vindicta's. Fixed some issues with control on take flight when near a wall. I mean, what can I say? Ivy's still a god. Ivy's still the slept on goat. Now, Lady Geist. Fixed a bug that could cause some units to take more damage than intended while her bomb when multiple targets are hit. Okay, her bomb needs to be fixed. It does damage through walls and it's absolute bullshit and does too much damage in the laning phase, so I guess that's kind of a good change. Life Drain can now be alternate cast on allied heroes. So now Life Drain can be... Oh no. Is that saying that when Abrams uses his Life Drain, Geist can apply her Life Drain to Abrams as well? So he gets double the amount of healing? Why? I mean, no Geist player is actually going to do that because they're all selfish. But still, that's annoying. Add a double tap accidental protections for life drain. Okay. See how many have an opponent. Wait, what is this ability? Oh, that's her like throwing up. Okay, yeah, I understand. Well, that's good. That's good. The actual negative effects when she hits you with like they're her little like blood arrows. That's good. I'm happy with that. The nerfs there are good because they were just annoying. Lash. What I need to see changed is how for those of you who don't know, the further high you up when you do a ground pound or a slam is dependent on dictates how much damage you do. Essentially, they need to nerf those percentages, but we'll see. Bullet damage reduced from 10 to 9. That's actually a very good change. His gun was actually very strong. Heal versus heroes reduced from 80% to 70%. Heal versus creeps reduced from 30 to 25%. I don't necessarily have an issue with any of those changes. I think they are good changes, but not the changes I wanted to see. McGinnis. Okay, I see a lot here, McGinnis. McGinnis is very strong at the moment, so we'll see what happens. No longer has 25% spirit resistance. Fine. Now has 15% bullet resistance. Why? Why? Mini turrets T1 no longer gains 1+ charge. Okay. Mini turrets duration nerfed. Cooldowns nerfed. Mini turrets house scaling reduced. So they made turrets fundamentally weaker, but their recharge time is better. So you can have less turrets and the turrets stick around for a lot less longer, but you'll get them back faster. And they also take more damage, which is good because late game, with the amount of turrets you could put down, there was just too many turrets and they took forever to kill. So a net positive. I don't know why she gets 15% bullet resistance now by base. That makes her during the laning phase even stronger. So I don't quite understand that. Mirage feels like he's in a good place after his nerfs, but we'll see what they did. Tornado has uses a range for travel distance instead of travel duration. Interesting. So previously the way it worked was he would TP like 2 seconds in front of where it was. Now it's a fixed distance instead of a time-based. Enemies now have already been hit by Fire Scarab. Now lets you as those pass through. Okay, so you can only hit people once with your scarabs now. That's fine. Base damage of the Jin mark goes from 16 to 12. I'm fine with that. Although I'll be honest, you never actually die to the Jin marks. I feel like I've only ever died to it once. Even when Mirage just came out and it was super busted, I don't feel like anybody was ever actually dying from it. What you were dying from was just the base damage of his gun. And then his ultimate just got a little bit of a balance. That's fine. No, you didn't really need any changes to Mirage. Not since the debuff. Mo and Krill. The only thing I want to see from Mo and Krill nerfs are bloody just his movement speed. He's just too quick. You can't catch him. Mo and Krill combo T1 grants 30% bullet resistance. That's good. I'm fine with that. He's a sitting duck when he uses his ult, so he deserves a little bit of bullet resistance. I'm fine with that. Combo cooldown reduced from 95 seconds to 75 seconds. That I don't actually understand, but whatever. Paradox bullet growth per boon increased from 33 to, okay, so buff. Time War bullet duration reduced from 1 to 7, so that's a buff to a wall. Fixed time wall not being spawned when looking down while casting. That's actually one of the reasons why I don't play Paradox, that they seem to have fixed. I just found casting her wall to be very awkward, so I never played much Paradox. Paradoxal swap cooldown increased. Oh, that's a debuff. That's good. Her ult is annoying as hell and had literally no cooldown. So the fact that it's going from 48 seconds to 65 seconds is actually really good. particularly end game when you're like fighting over the patron. You're not constantly getting taken off high ground by her. So that's really, really good. I'm happy to see that. Her pulse grenade didn't really need any changes, I feel like, but they have changed the pulse grenade radius from 7 to 6 meters, damage amp per stack from 5 to 6, so a little bit of a buff. Debuff on the range, buff on the damage. Was, to be fair, you don't really die to it. It's usually used for PvE and farming and like lane phase to outposition people. So that's overall, that's not necessarily an issue. Now, Pocket needs changes. His cooldowns need to be increased so much, by at least 10%, because by the time he's finished using all 3 of his cooldowns, or all 4 of his cooldowns, his first cooldown's back up and running again. I have no issue with anything else other than the fact that he is so good in a rush comp, because he has no cooldowns, that it's just unbearable to play against. Literally, the only counterplay to Pocket is to wait for him to go into his suitcase, and then everybody camps around his suitcase for when he comes out, and then just make him explode instantly. Shotgun fall-off damage reduced from 22 to 16 meters. I don't know why a shotgun would have 22 meters of range in the first place, but that's fine, whatever. It's 16 meters now, that's good. Enchanted satchel damage now respects line of sight, good. So you can actually take cover now. Channeling, affliction, DPS damage per scale. I mean, that's fine. Affliction is good at the start of a fight, but at the end of a fight, it's kind of useless because it's over. I have no issues with affliction. I think the way it is now is fine. So the fact it got a debuff, I could not care less about. Barrage radius reduced from 6.5 to 4 meters. Barrage T3 now also increases the radius by 2 meters. Not the changes I wanted to see, but they were good changes nevertheless. 7's in a good place right now. People know how to deal with 7. I don't think he needs any real changes. Maybe his damage, a little bit of a nerf, but we'll see what happens here. Base regen from 1.5 to 3, so he's more sustainable. Movement scaling with spirit. Buffed. That's actually debuffed. It's 0.28 to 0.02 now. So only a little bit less, but not enough to actually care about. Can now use dash while in storm cloud to adjust your position. Now that is big. So if that's telling me that you can actually move while you're in your storm cloud, that's a big change. That's a big change that 7 players are going to love, because now you can reposition a little bit, you can move around a little bit so you don't just get shot out of the air. That's good. That's a good change for them. The ultimate's still pretty easy to work around. You got to be very creative with how you use it, but now there's a little bit of a leeway. You're not fixed. 7 lightning bolt till 3. Dude, all I wanted to see really, like, his damage is a little bit too much, particularly with his lightning ball, but 7's in a good place. Shiv, here we go. Shiv. Slice and dice damage scaling increased from 2.1 to 1.3. 1.2 to 1.3. Okay, didn't need that, but that's fine. Slice and dice tier 1 improved from 3.75 to 4 seconds. Didn't need that change, but that's okay. Rage decay rate reduced from 0.35 to 0.25. It didn't need that, but okay. Rage buffer duration increased from 7 to 12. How long it stays before scaling starting to decay. So you can stay in your rage form longer once you get it. I find like the hardest part of Shiv is just getting into that rage form, but now when you actually do get it, you're in it for longer. So changes that didn't need to be made. This is an overall buff in my eyes. Changes that needed to be made weren't made, but instead they just went a completely other direction. Vindicta is completely fine how she is, but we'll see what they did. Relevant fall-off damage changes. A reverted fall-off damage changes. Okay, that's good. For her, I guess. Fall-off increased from 58 meters to 64 meters. That's good. She's a sniper. That's fine. Bullet damage growth per boon. 0.79 to 55. So less overall damage. Flight duration no longer scales with spirit power. I don't think that's necessary. I don't know why they would remove that. She should be able to fly around. She just like change how fast she can move, but she should be able to move in the sky as long as she wants, within reason. No longer has 10% bullet. So for those who don't know, Vindicta was not only super squishy, she also took a lot of damage to bullets. They've now removed that feature, so she's going to be a lot of tanky. The meta for Vindicta was literally just buy items that gave you shield. So how people spec into Vindicta now is going to change, because she doesn't have that minus 10% bullet resist. So she's just like everybody else now. The only reason why that 10% bullet resist was there as well was because obviously she's a sniper, and to actually kill her you have to shoot her. Shooting at someone that is 100 meters away, your bullets do poopy damage no matter what gun you have, so that's why that was there. So the fact it's changed is going to make her a lot more difficult to deal with. I feel like Wraith players like myself are going to have a better time with our cards now, because that's the only thing that's going to be able to really kill her. But we'll see. We'll see. Gun cycle times. Okay, so they sped up changing to a sniper. That's fine. Stake reduced. Assassin's bonus is now unsecured. Interesting. So if you kill somebody as Vindicta and you use her sniper, you would actually get bonus souls. Now they're unsecured, so if you kill someone with your sniper as Vindicta, the enemy can take those extra souls. That's interesting. That is very interesting. Alright. Victus. Goo Ball no longer triggers on hit effect while in Ethereal Shard. Whatever. Fix superior stamina dash not counting as Goo Ball. Whatever. I'm just over this. I'm just so over Victus right now. He's just a strong character. He's good late game, good early game. He has no downsides. He's literally the perfect character in every way. Has movement, stuns, has damage, his gun's insane. The only bad thing about him is his head is the size of like a basketball, so it's really fun to shoot him in the head, but it doesn't matter if you shoot him in the head because he just goes into a block and heals himself. Whatever. Splatter. Okay, so they reduced a lot of the damage by the looks of it, but okay, this is what I don't get. They've reduced the damage from splatter, but they've increased the scaling to nearly a 2x multiplier for splatter. That makes no sense to me. They've essentially made it stronger late game when it was already doing like 400, 600 damage late game just for one ability. It's insane. All right, Warden. Warden feels fine where he is. He can be very scary once he hits 32,000 souls, but we'll see what happens here. The flask cooldown reduced. I don't think it's necessary, but it's now reduced to 12 seconds. Flask damage increased by 10 hit points, which I don't feel was necessary, but they've done it anyway. Alchemist Flask is now 1 stamina reduction, so you'd lose stamina when you get hit by it. Interesting. Not a fun mechanic. Alchemist Flask tier 2 does 50 plus damage, so it's gonna do up to 100 damage if it hits you, and you're gonna lose stamina. That's very good. That is very, very good. Last Stand, channel duration reduced from 2.2 to 2 seconds, so that's getting into your ultimate. Last Stand range increased from 12 to 13 meters. So overall, these are big buffs. They're big buffs to Warden. They buffed his ultimate and they buffed his flask. And they were big. They're big flask upgrades, by the way. Wraith, here we go. Please let my cards do more damage, because right now their base damage is absolute arse and nobody ever uses them. Please. Increase base damage for the cards. Please, 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 please. Card Trick Spirit Scale reduced from 1.2 to 1.1. Okay. Card trick generation via melee reduced by 50%. Why is she getting nerfed? It's not like she's a strong character. She's not S tier, she's not A tier, she's B tier. She's a BT character. Why is she getting nerfed? This is the most bullshit thing I've ever read in my life. Like, do you know how hard it is to win a lane sometimes, man? Like, if you're versing Abrams or Victus, you know how hard this shit is? Do you know how hard this shit is? And now they just make it worse, bro. They make it worse. Alright, whatever. Yamato power slash cooldown increase from 8 seconds to 10 seconds. That's a very good nerf. I'm very happy about that. Power slash reduces the cooldown by 2 seconds. Overall, it's still around 9 seconds to 8-second cooldown. I'm fine with that. That's good. Shadow transformation no longer grants you bullet and spirit resist. I mean, she's immortal when she's in that phase anyway, so it doesn't really matter. Shadow transformation duration 4.5 seconds to 4 seconds, which means they have nerfed. They have actually buffed her transformation, so you have less time to get away from her now. Overall, good changes, bad changes. This isn't a great patch, it's not a bad patch. I'm interested to see what the new map locations look like. The urn changes are actually very, very big, but the biggest thing of all is how laning phases are going to be affected. The fact that the new way the range of guardians work, that you have to be above the stairs now to shoot, is very, 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 very big. It is going to change how lane phases are played for a lot of people. McGinnis is going to be very, very strong now as well, but a little bit more balanced. She's going to be stronger because of the lane phasing changes, but she's going to be a little bit weaker just because of how many turrets she can put down. Regardless, this should be... Is this a good patch? Yes. Are there change? Okay, I think the best way to sum this up is, were there some good changes? Yes. Were there changes that I personally wanted to see? No. And that's pretty much it. I will say probably the thing I'm happiest about is the change to Abrams base health. I'm so sick of dealing with tank Abrams. It's so cancer. But anyway, guys, watching a YouTube video, thank you very much. Twitch.tv/TheShavenBear. Watch me play ranked. Oh, that's right. That's right. Ranked comes out on the 15th of October. Official ranked. It's